You're 28 years old. You got with a guy that might have not been the best guy back when you were 21. Mm-hmm. You're getting older. You've seen the dating marketplace, and you realize that there's nothing out there for you and your son. So you're trying to make it work now. But when you had that FOMO 6 years ago, you didn't have that mindset. You thought you could do better. You thought, I'm going to go find another guy, etc. It didn't pan out for you. Because here's the difference between men and women. You guys leave relationships thinking you can do better. 9 out of 10 times. Women only leave if they know they can monkey branch to something better. And you thought you could do something better. But now you realize you can't. You're 28 years old, epiphany phase is coming around, still not married, kid out of wedlock, he's getting older, men don't want to come in and take care of your fucking kid. You're waking up, right?
A man's comment on this will leave you speechless. His story went like, worked tirelessly every day to keep the family thriving and happy, helped raise her young boy I considered my own, had a big beautiful house, big backyard, deck and garden I built from the ground up, out doing all the family activities outdoors every weekend, never raised my voice or hand in any way. Well, she caught up with the wrong crowd at her new career. I supported her to go after it because it was her dream. Days, then weeks go by, and her presence just felt so different, to eventually so distant. One day, a few months later, I came home and she was gone. Nothing. But nothing but the kid's favorite Lego piece on his pillow, I felt was his gift he left me. I found out later from her friend she ran off with some employee that eventually left her a year or so later. I don't even care about the girl, but man, that poor sweet kid I had a hand in raising, going forcibly through his mother's roller coaster which I had seemingly zero control over. I'll never do it again, was my only promise to myself. That one still stings. I'm 40, and it's been over a damn decade. I still hope he remembers me and reaches out one day, just so I can tell him I tried. God bless this gentleman.
My husband went through our finances to see where we could cut back. He was confused when he saw I had regular reoccurring withdrawals leading back years and asked me about it. I broke down and revealed my money to him, which now sits at $47,000. After I told him all of this, he just broke down sobbing. His point of view is I treated him like a predator and hid money from him for years, even when he was at his lowest. I told him that the money was a precaution I would have taken with any partner and not specific to him. He left the house to stay with his brother and said I hurt him on every possible level. But my mom says this is exactly what the money is for, and I should bail now. Am I the asshole?
I just feel so bad for a man that clearly is a very hard worker, and he's paired up with a woman that has been gradually siphoning his money. And then even when her man almost dies, she continues to hide the money. I'm sorry, but how can you watch your husband struggle and not help? It is so messed up.
Her mother saying, "That's what the money's for," is a perfect example of where she learned it from.
Do you think a lot of women regret leaving their husbands in hindsight?
I'd say about 75% do.
Really?
Yeah.
3 out of 4, you would say regret it. Why do they regret it later?
Because they just done it. There was no valid reason. They did it because they could. Or because they didn't feel right. Or they get bored. Or he wasn't paying attention to me. I think once if somebody's life is in danger, then you've got a good reason. And if there's not, then you haven't. That's my view. So if your life or your children's life or somebody's life is not in danger, then you got no reason to get divorced.
So everything else other than...
Can be worked on.
I mean, when you think about it, if you can get divorced I was thinking about this the other day. If you can get divorced for pretty much any reason, like not being happy, not feeling fulfilled, he's not paying attention to me, he's never home, then why not just be in a relationship? What's the difference? Because if you're married, it's supposed to be for richer, for poorer, through thick and thin. It's like you're supposed to everything, but I think
supposed to work through that.
Yeah, I think the Catholic Church, it's like abuse, addiction. Or if there's some secret he was hiding that you didn't know, but when you got married. But otherwise, I mean, just be in a relationship. Why even get married then?
Do you want to become a miserable old woman? I don't think any of us do. You've seen those women out there. The women that are nattering and nagging their husbands, that are bitchy, that aren't nice, that seem to be so unhappy, and we think, oh God, I hope I'm never one of those miserable old women. That happens from raising a family, working, and then all of a sudden we're in our 50s and 60s and we have nothing. We don't have a life. We don't have a life separate from our family or separate from our husband. And so we resent everybody. I did it. Here I am on my new bed, my princess bed. It's amazing. I feel like a different person already. I feel like I can do whatever I want, and I'm not responsible for anybody anymore but me. I don't know. Things aren't going that great. I didn't know. I guess I did know. I would have this really strong reaction physically, trauma reaction, to finding out that my estranged husband has been having a new relationship.
Her narcissism only highlights how lucky her ex-husband now is. Her single friends convinced her that it was nice in those streets, not realizing there are women out there looking for what she has.
Tomorrow is my divorce day, and it's been a lot, to say the least. This moment I have equally dreaded and looked forward to, and the fact that it is now coming to an end officially tomorrow is mind-blowing. I cannot wait. I'm so impressed and proud of myself that I have been able to get through this divorce alone. To be 25 years old and doing something of this caliber is huge. I am the youngest of my friends to be married, and now I'm the youngest out of my friends to be divorced.
What? What?
So I'm gonna hold that with a lot of pride.
Many months later.
Tomorrow's Christmas, and I'm just crying because of how hard it's been. I feel like I'm trying to prove to myself I can be strong. It's really like...
First of all, it's ego-boosting to brag about how strong one is for getting divorced. Later on, it is playing the victim card. Bravo, women.
If you've gone through a divorce, I just need to know, does it get easier? Does it get easier being without your kids? Because all I can do every time is cry. No matter what I do, I always end up crying the whole time. Please tell me it gets better, because I can't do this.
So, all I gotta say is, if you got a good man, keep him. Keep him. Be bored. Figure it out.
These women are the prime example of regret. They got divorced for being bored and not happy. Now they're here bawling their eyes out, wish some had knocked some sense in them.
3 years ago today, I left a 5-bedroom, 3 full bath, 3-car garage, beautiful fenced-in backyard home to move into my mom's basement at 35 years old because I asked for a divorce. I divorced the nice guy, knowing I was not in love and not fulfilled in that marriage. I was in the lowest of lows. I went from being a 6-figure successful business owner to barely surviving.
Barely surviving, and now regretting. This should serve as a lesson to all women, that what's coming next can't always be greener.
You know, maybe I sound bitter or cynical. I'm trying really hard to dig myself out of it, but gosh, it's really hard. I just feel so much freaking regret. I'm like, why was I so dumb? And most days I try to be positive about this changes that are going on in my life, especially through this divorce process. I'm gonna have good days and bad days, and like a few days I've had good days. I felt really hopeful, confident in what I'm doing. This is the best thing for me. But today is such a bad day, and I just feel like an idiot. I just feel like a complete and total idiot.
Seems like this wife got so used to blaming her husband for everything, she started to believe her own gaslighting and got a divorce which she very verbally regrets. Now that he's gone and life doesn't get any better for them, the tears come out.
The future was right there. Like, it was solidified. Like, I was comfortable for the rest of my life. Maybe not mentally in my relationship, but financially I was fine. And I gave it all up to be happy.
So why is she crying now? Because happy doesn't mean comfortable or respected, and she's probably gone from a 10 to a 6 for just being divorced. Because guys nowadays are conscious, and they ain't here to play. They won't settle for a woman who can decide any time of the year that she ain't happy anymore and decides to leave. Thanks for watching Manhood. If you want access to exclusive episodes and want to support the channel, hit that join button and become a member. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if it hit home. Drop your stories and thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. See you tomorrow.